welcome back to my channel, Single Mother by Choice. And today I'm going to be responding to a couple of the questions that I got on my last video, where I talked about exclusively pumping for 9 months. Let's get into it. First and foremost, I want to thank everyone for watching, and thank you for those of you who commented and asked questions. And there was one comment in particular I sort of want to address. It was basically a soon-to-be mom saying how she feels sort of discouraged about the videos she's been watching regarding breastfeeding and pumping. It seems sort of daunting, overwhelming, and everyone kind of seems unhappy and tired. But I just want to say, you know, as a new mom, my advice is to just do what feels right for you and your baby. Like, nobody can tell you what's right for you and your child, and not everybody is interested in breastfeeding or pumping, and you know, all you can do is do your best. You know, I think women are tough on themselves when it doesn't work out, or if, you know, they want to give up. Like, I know I was tough on myself, and I felt guilty and all of that, but you know, I was formula fed and I turned out, I think, okay. And my daughter she started on breast milk and now she's on formula and she's doing fine. I think it's just like, you have to, if you want it, you can do it. First off, like, if you really want to do it, you can do it. You might need help, you might need support, but if you stay positive and you work hard, it's possible to breastfeed for as long as you need to. But if it doesn't work out, because some people, for them, it just naturally doesn't work out, and I think people don't talk about that aspect of breastfeeding and pumping. Like, sometimes you just can't make enough, or you don't make enough for whatever reason, and you know, it's okay to go to formula without feeling bad about it. That's kind of what I've learned on this journey. I kind of gave myself a pass and stopped being hard on myself for switching over to formula. You know, and that's, I mean, my baby is happy and healthy, I'm happy and healthy, and that's really what matters. So, with that being said, some of the other questions I got had to do with like my weight gain and like food that I consumed to help me produce as much milk as I could. First, with the weight gain, I actually responded to somebody saying that I had gained 30 pounds and then lost 10 pounds, and I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't add up. So I actually did the math, and I gained closer to 40 pounds while I was pregnant, and after giving birth, I only lost about 6 to 8 pounds. It kind of fluctuated, which means like my baby, you know, didn't take up a lot of weight. It was mainly me who had gained most of the weight, and while I was exclusively pumping, I just could not lose a pound after having lost those initial 6 to 8 pounds. Like, I literally could not lose an ounce. I would fluctuate back and forth, you know, plus or minus a couple of pounds, but like, I could not lose any kind of significant amount of weight. And as soon as I tried to lose weight by, you know, reducing my calories or changing the types of food I was eating, then my milk supply would, within a couple of days, start to dry up. And I mean, for example, some mornings, once I had fully established my milk supply, like several months into it, and I tried to lose weight, before I would try to lose weight, I would pump in the mornings, like anywhere between 10 to 16 ounces. Mornings are usually the times when you get the most milk, like early morning. So during those early morning sessions, I would get anywhere between 10 to 16 ounces of milk, right? But as soon as I would start changing my diet and trying to decrease calories, then I would go down to like 5 ounces, sometimes like 3 ounces, which was bad because my baby at that point was getting bigger and demanding more milk. So I immediately had to go back to my original sort of food sources that helped me with establishing good milk supply. And this is from my experience only. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist. This is just based on what I observed and experienced while I was well, not breastfeeding, but pumping. So the first food that really helped me was oatmeal. And I'm sure you've heard that before, but it's true. But here's the thing, like I wasn't consuming those little like packets of oatmeal, like the Quaker oats that come in those little packets and you have one or two. I was having traditional like old-fashioned oats, and a good portion, not like, you know, a tiny little like half cup. I was having 1 to 2 cups of oatmeal cooked. So oatmeal, and then I would top it with like berries, and nut butter, because you need like good sources of fat. So that's the second thing, is like I needed nut butters and like avocado and things like that to help as well with my, personally, what I found was that helped also with the milk supply. So in the morning I would have, when I needed to boost, I'd have oatmeal, put some nuts, some nut butter, and some berries, and that really helped. And it helped, you know, if you're not into oatmeal, putting some of your favorite toppings could help you consume that a little bit better. Next, like I was saying, fat was a great source of helping me with my milk supply. So I definitely would consume avocado toast and top it with some hemp seeds, or I would have like nut butter, so like almond butter, peanut butter, top it on top of some toast and put some fruit or something on there. So that helped me. Next, which is surprising, it's not a food but a drink, and I caught on to it because after I gave birth I was craving coconut water for some reason. So I'd have like a liter of coconut water a day, and then suddenly I like stopped consuming it because, you know, it can get expensive to, I would have like a case a week, a case of like maybe a case and a half of coconut water per week, which a case had 6, I think, of the liter bottles. And I stopped, and then I noticed that my milk supply dipped. And I'd stopped for a little bit, and I said, let me try that coconut water again. And I tried it, and immediately my milk supply went up. So coconut water really, really, for me, helped me, especially in the beginning, establish like a good supply. I had a liter a day of coconut water. If you can afford it, I mean, it really, really surprisingly like helped me. And then I think I had looked it up, and it is something I think that they say can help you with that. And I didn't know it, I just was craving it, had it, and it really, really helped me. The other thing going along with liquids is water. You really need to drink a ton of water when you're pumping or breastfeeding. I mean, you're going to probably crave it anyway, because whenever I finished pumping, like a good session, I would definitely be starving, like ravenous, and I would crave a lot of water. So I don't know, I must have had at least a gallon a day on top of having the coconut water at some point. After a while I stopped with the coconut water because I had really established a very good supply, so I sort of weaned myself off the coconut water, but in the beginning it really, really was helpful. And lastly, it's just in general, you really have to keep up your calorie consumption. As much as I was eating, I never gained more weight. I was still like 30 pounds heavier than when I started before I got pregnant, but I never gained more weight. I maintained my weight, but it really helped me keep up with the supply of milk. Like if you feel hungry, like obviously you don't want to overeat, but if you feel hungry, especially after you pump, you need to replenish the supply. You need to eat enough to fuel your body to produce food for your child. So that's what I did. So again, oatmeal, fats in the form of like nut butters, avocado, like healthier fats. I had the coconut water, and just water in general really helped, along with like keeping up a good amount of like calories. And everybody's going to be different. I can't say, well, I had X amount of calories and that's what you should have. Everybody's body is different. You just have to really, and I wasn't counting calories while I was pumping and making milk for my daughter. I just ate when I felt hungry and I stopped when I didn't. And it definitely was more calories than I needed if I weren't breastfeeding, but it's a lot of work. Your body is working a lot to produce the milk. So that's my advice. Again, if you have more questions, let me know. I am currently now trying to lose weight, so I'm trying to be more active when my daughter is sleeping, even when she's awake. Just trying to take her outside. The weather is like really nice these days, so being outside with her, trying to use my stationary bike, and I've already lost almost 15 pounds since I stopped pumping. So anyway, like I said, thank you for watching, and if you have any more questions, you can leave them down below. You can go to my Instagram. I'll link all of that below. You can also email me. It was good talking to you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.